Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? It is your boy Dozer, and I'm happy to be back with you. I know it's been a while. I've just been really busy. I'll be getting married here in a couple of weeks. Actually, no, in a couple of days. I'm under 10 days now. So, yeah, so I've just been working stuff out with that, and just been kind of busy. But I'm here. As you all know, Guild Wars 2 has launched. And initially, I did not plan on getting this game. There was a lot of things that I did like about it, but I was looking more forward to Mr. Pandaria. So, when it came out, I had a couple friends that were actually playing it. They got into the early beta, and they said that they were just having a blast. And I checked it out, done some more research, and I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and give it a try. And I am glad that I did. As you can see here, this is some gameplay that I recorded the other night, and apparently this is a world boss. I logged in, just started my recording, and I saw something off in the distance. I was like, what the hell is that? So I went over, and lo and behold, this fight just broke out right in front of me. I mean, there's probably about 20 people on my screen, and everything is just going nuts. I'm kind of running around, don't know what I'm doing, but I finally get the hang of it. And yeah, this dude is a beast. He's a level 15 world boss. We did manage to down it, got some cool loot, and here we go. So yeah, I just want to talk to you a little bit about Guild Wars 2 today. It totally took me by surprise. I did not know that this game was going to be as good as it is. But first, I want to do something I've never done before. I mainly play MMOs. I love MMOs. That's my genre of gaming that I prefer to play over anything else. So, I kind of want to take you through like a little brief history of where my MMO experience got started, and kind of bring it to where we are now, and show you how all of these MMOs that I've played in the past are pretty much incorporated in Guild Wars 2. I think it's kind of neat that Guild Wars 2 they've pulled from a lot of good MMOs, yet they were able to still retain originality overall with how you interact with their own game. And you'll see what I mean in a minute if you haven't played Guild Wars 2. Because hands down, I mean, to me, it's one of the best that I've played yet. So, bear with me. This is going to be pretty fun. If some of you guys are old school, it's going to feel a little nostalgic, but I'm going to review some of my favorite MMOs that I've played in the past leading up to Guild Wars 2.
Britannia, that was once Caesarea, now exists as 1,000 worlds, each with its own peoples, history, and destiny. This Britannia is but one of many in the multiverse that is Ultima Online.
Good old UO. I'll tell you what, seeing this trailer still gives me goosebumps. This game, when it first came out, I believe I played it back in '99. It blew my socks off. I know it looks simple, the graphics are, kind of cheesy, it's 2D, but back then, that was all we had, and it was a blast. You could do anything in this game. Cooking, fishing, trade skills, there was no instancing, everything was pure open world. Pretty much, it was not level based, it was all skill based. So everything you did, you had to level all of your skills, whether it be practicing magic or, practicing sword fighting. You had to level by hand. And we did it, we did that by macroing. As you can see here, we did dungeons. Like I said, there was no instancing. Everything was just, you walk into a dungeon with a group of guys and you just have fun. It was very difficult, very hard. One of the cool things about UO is that actually you can have player housing. This was not instanced. This was in the real world player housing, you had houses, keeps, castles. I know a friend of mine, we played on a free server. He had his own castle, and it was awesome. I have a lot of good memories playing UO. The PvP in UO was really, really harsh. The PvP that you guys see now in these games, it's soft core compared to UO. I mean, UO, whenever you PvP and when you died, when someone killed you, they had access to everything you had on your body. So generally, whenever you PvP, you would want to wear armor that was crap. You didn't want to wear your good stuff. And PvP, you could run into PvP anywhere. It didn't matter as long as it was outside of a town. So it was pretty intense. We played Chaos and Order. We were a big Chaos guild on a private server, and you know, the memories that I have, the epic battles that we had is just epic. I love this game. This game will always remain #1 to me. It's kind of like your first lady. You know what I'm saying? So this is really nostalgic, and UO will always have a place in my heart. I'm telling you, it's what gave me my start.
What role will you play? Join the battle for supremacy, or let chaos rule. Shadowbane.
As Samuel L. Jackson said in Jurassic Park, hold on to your butts. When Shadowbane came out, it was truly one of a kind. It was the first 3D MMO, and it was the first full-fledged open world 3D MMO that was purely based around PvP. This game was absolutely nuts. There was no quests. There were levels, so it was different from UO. You actually had to level, but you did it by grinding. You would find a group of people, generally, you know, the same comp like you would have in other MMOs like WoW. You would need a tank, healer, DPS, melee DPS, and ranged. Usually, guilds were very big. This is a very guild-oriented game. So, you would gather with your guildmates, go out and farm. The class system was very unique. You had an array of classes, and each class had an array of subclasses, and then you had what I would call specialty classes. For example, you had a monk class, and this monk class was a melee class. You only use your fist, but if you're a certain race, which is called, I believe it was called the Ariki, that race had the power to become an Ariki Sundancer, which was pretty much a monk with these Sundancer abilities. But to do that, you had to find a certain rune, the Sundancing rune, I believe it was called. And that was really rare. It was hard to find, and if you did find it, actually getting it back to your bank safely, or if you couldn't equip it right then, it was a challenge. The way Shadowbane worked is it was completely open world PvP. Even inside the cities, you could kill people. Guilds built their own cities in the actual open world. No instancing whatsoever. Guilds built their own cities, and you could actually wage wars against other guilds by placing what we call a bane on their city. I forget exactly how it works, but it's something like you had so long to respond. Once you did, then, you know, you set up a date and time or something like that, and 2 guilds went to war, okay? So, you would roll in siege engines, you know, all these big catapults and stuff, and you could literally tear down the guild wall. Now, this is what was kind of harsh about Shadowbane. If I remember correctly, if your guild city was destroyed, if your bane was destroyed by the other guild, your guild ceased to exist. You woke up one morning, if you didn't participate in the battle, you woke up one morning and you had spawned completely in a random spot in the world, and you were ungilded. So it was crazy. It was really crazy. Once again, they adopted the method of once you died, anything you had in your bag could be looted by other players. They couldn't loot your armor unless you had armor actually in your bag. But if your armor was actually on you, if you had it equipped and you were wearing it, then they couldn't take it from you. I believe the level for, or the level cap for Shadowbane, I believe it was level 80, or what they call R8 or rank 8. So it was pretty intense. I had a lot of fun. This was my first 3D MMO. I remember I couldn't play it when I first bought it because my computer couldn't handle it. So I had to actually save up for a video card to play it. And it was, when I finally got it, I was hooked. I actually remember staying up late at night playing this and going to school the next morning, just dog tired and actually sleeping in class. Yeah, GG on my part. One of my good buddies, Final Crisis, he could tell you about that. But yeah, this game, I still talk about this game to two friends, and we still converse about all the good times that we had with Shadowbane. It's just one of those unique games that developers don't think about making that style anymore, and I really wish they would. I love sieging. That's one of the things in Guild Wars 2 that I do like. You can do that. It's not in the open world like this was, but it's good enough for me. I think the casual market has kind of taken over the MMO scene, and that's okay. That's okay. I don't have the time to dedicate to MMOs like I used to, so it would be a pain in the butt to, you know, lose everything that I work for like I did back in the day. So Shadowbane was hardcore. It was for a certain audience, and that's what we needed then. And I loved it. So this is number 2 on my list.